Truex was asked, being a Cup Series and at the time Busch Series champion, if he would want to compete for a Truck Series championship, much like Kyle Busch has teased the idea of doing at some point in the future. Here's what Truex had to say when asked that question in the media center this weekend in Nashville.
Do you have any interest in potentially chasing the Truck Series title? You'd be the first to win all three.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me that, friends especially, and people in the sport that I've worked with over the years. But as of right now, I'm not running full-time anything next year, so definitely going to take the year off full-time, but never say never. Maybe the year after, who knows.
All right, well, on that note, Brandon, after Kyle Busch, do you think Martin Truex Jr. would be the driver with the best chance of winning a title in all three series if he were to take up that opportunity?
I think so. And I think with the relationship he has with Toyota, that's another great avenue into the Truck Series. And being the first one to win on the Bristol dirt in the stat book back in 2021 with his, first start in the trucks and getting the first win. Of course, that's on dirt. That's a different discipline than literally the rest of the calendar for them. But I mean, the truck hasn't changed too much. He's been in the truck seat, and yeah, after Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. is a wheelman, and he would have a great. I think he would have a great fun time in the Truck Series fighting for a championship. And you see the kind of the playfulness in his eyes. Like he's like, next year is going to be take a rest year, but never say never. My friends are telling me I should do this. So maybe the right friends will nudge him enough to think, maybe what the heck? Let's try it.
I would love to see it. Obviously, I've been on record saying about Kyle Busch. I would love to see now that Brad Keselowski's back in the ownership world with RFK. Maybe he could open Brad Keselowski racing up again or get some support from Jack Roush to do that. And then he could go chase that opportunity. Kevin Harvick, KHI still exists as, a management group for young development drivers. I don't know if that would be something he'd be interested in as well. But, there are a number of drivers that are just missing that truck championship. Greg Biffle tried for years to win that Cup title. He's obviously retired from full-time racing now. Austin Dillon could do it, but given how RCR has been running this year, I feel like the chances of that happening, at least any time in the near future, are pretty slim given his current situation. So I think it would have to be a Cup Series champion and Busch Nationwide Xfinity champion going for this truck title. And to your point, Brandon, a very small sample size. Truex only had 2 truck starts before he won that Bristol dirt race. They were in 2005 and 2006 at Milwaukee and Michigan, respectively, with Billy Ballou's team. So not too much of a sample size to go off of, but we know he's a very good race car driver, and we know that he can get behind the wheel and bring a car or truck to the front of the field and have it contending for wins. I think when you look at what Kyle Busch does in a truck, he would be the overwhelming favorite. But you couldn't rule Truex out if he got that opportunity. I think still being in his early to mid 40s, I think he's got a window of probably 2 or 3 years where he could say, I'll take some rest next year and only do a couple one-offs. But if he wants to do it in 26 or 27, I think he's got a shot.
Man, why wouldn't you take the chance to make history? I mean, why wouldn't you take that chance? Sure, take a year off, but we know how much a year off does to a driver when they decide to, then it's the process of getting back in the car. I think it's kind of like, if you're going to go to college, you need to do it. It's best to do it right when you graduate high school. You don't need to wait. You don't need to let your mind slip a year or two and then decide you want to do it. In that same sort of way. But he's got a really good chance to do it. He's got the friends to help him do it. And I just don't see why he wouldn't take that chance in a couple of years.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think that it would certainly get a lot of people talking, and I think
that was my other point. Like, the Truck Series needs something compelling, and this would be, hook, line, sinker, a way to do it. The Truck Series does need something. I hate to say it, it does need something compelling, because right now I don't know if it's in the best health.
Yeah, and Truex would certainly bring a lot of that. See, that's the kind of bushwhacking that I would have no problem with. If you're not doing Cup, if you're just saying,
it's not a Cup Series,
let's go for it. Yeah, that's not a Cup invader in my mind. He's running for a championship. More power to him.
He's a truck lifer.
Yeah, at that point in his career, go for it.